Welcome to Evolve Here Now, the podcast for leaders who are advancing the meaning and impact of business success, full spectrum health, medicine, and high performance in all areas of life.
This is your home if you are a leader who is ready to step up your impact, inspiration, and personal evolution so that you can serve at the level you know you're capable of and beyond.
Join us now as we recharge, elevate, and accelerate you on your journey into this accelerated evolution community of the world's top influencers.
I'm your host, Talia Jacqueline.
I'm the founder, Satyan Raja, and once again, it's time to accelerate your evolution and your leadership.
Welcome to episode 8 of Evolve Here Now. Today, I'm really excited to bring you guys Dr. Amy Freeth. Amy and I have known each other for almost a year and a half now, actually, almost 2 years. And I met Amy in the Master Coach program of Accelerated Evolution. And Amy truly is a shining example of a coach and a doctor. So one of our missions here in Accelerated Evolution is to inspire doctors to live out their innate gift to heal by being a complete physician, offering body, mind, and spirit healing to alleviate illnesses and suffering. And Amy's really a shining example of that. Amy really has adopted that in her practice and has brought back, from what I've seen, heart back into medicine and the medical world. And it's really, really beautiful, the work that she does. So I'm so happy to have her on here. We've also got Satyan Raja, the founder of Accelerated Evolution. So welcome, guys.
Thanks, Talia. Hey, welcome, Amy.
Yeah, Amy, please
Thank
share
you.
a little bit about
Thanks
yourself.
for having me. Well, I'm very excited to be here. It's awesome to just share it with everyone and to be with you guys again. So I've been a doctor. I'm an endocrinologist, which is a hormone specialist, and I've been a doctor now in practice for 12 years. And I have been growing in lots of different ways. I have taught people how to use nutrition in addition to medicines to help heal, and now I've been using Accelerated Evolution to really dive into that, the wholeness of people, to really just bring them back to their own power, so that they can have the lives that they want, the health that they want, and it's been really very powerful in my practice and in my own life.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go back a little bit, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about yourself, about your journey as a doctor, how you met Satyan and Accelerated Evolution, whatever you feel called to share about that, because you have an amazing story, you have an amazing life that I've got to know a little bit.
Absolutely. So 2 years ago, I essentially crashed and burned. I got into a place in my life where my career and life's experiences, such as loss and stressors, really just got to me, and I had taken too much on, and I had forgotten really how to honor myself, and I just got caught up and found myself in a place of deep depletion and burnout, and I just wasn't getting better, and I was working with a coach, and I wasn't able to kind of move forward in anything, and this coach introduced me to Satyan and Suzanne, and I actually hired Suzanne as my coach, and we worked together very closely for 3 months, and the profound healing that I experienced through this work opened my eyes to what potentially this could bring to my patients. I would say that the biggest gift given to me through the coaching and through the Master Coach program was that I found myself again, but not myself in the way that I was before, in a way that I am more authentic in who I am. I feel the most powerful that I've ever felt, in a very honest, authentic, and genuine way, and that has brought me peace, a deeper peace than I think I've ever experienced in my life, and it has made me, through my own healing, has made me a better healer. And all physicians, we we have a desire to help people. We have a desire to help people not suffer as much, and that's what this work has done for me and for my patients. So I'm able to incorporate the learning that I have and the wisdom that I've gained through my own healing into what my patients are experiencing. And I can use the accelerated evolution skills that I have gained for profound changes in my patients who've been suffering for years with diseases, not necessarily the disease itself, but all that goes along with it, all the baggage, the shame, the suffering, the feeling less than, the feeling smaller than because they have a disease, the judgments, the societal inputs that go into all the things that they have to deal with. So a lot of my patients now, I deal with a lot of patients with diabetes, and a lot of my patients have lived with this shame of having diabetes. And if you really kind of dive into that with them, they find themselves in the disease, and with that they have their own power. And when they have their own power and they realize that they have the choice to take care of themselves, and that they have a choice and they have the ability to live a life that maybe that someone told them they would never have, they wake up and they start taking care of themselves. It's not that I have to tell them to take care of themselves. They innately start to take care of themselves because they see themselves again. That's really been some of the most powerful experiences as a physician, to watch your patients who you know have been suffering with these big smiles and these just heartfelt like moments of real life, just power and authenticity. It's really quite beautiful.
So beautiful.
You know, when I'm working with people, there's a great joy in being the facilitator. We've shared about this before, Talia. There's a great feeling of contribution to one's life. And in that contribution, there's a deeper fulfillment seeing what goes on with the client, the patient. Can you share a little about that for you? What, like, to give people an outline of what is, a physician, another physician looking at it from the outside. If we were to dive into a little bit more detail, they're looking at you in a room with someone. How would you describe what accelerated evolution is so that they could get it more objectively?
So accelerated evolution to me is a lot. It is more than just skills, more than just processes that we use to help people. It is a mastery. There is a mastery to it that the processes that we use allow me to access from that person what it is that they want from their lives, that they're hidden, that's hidden from them. So, I always tell people, everyone's heard the old adage, all the answers are from within. And I remember in my own personal journey going, well, where are they? And it wasn't until I experienced accelerated evolution that I realized that I needed somebody to help pull them out of me so that I could see them. They became more clear. So accelerated evolution is a way and a process to go in and pull out those answers, the truth from that person, from their core and from their essence, not just from their mind or what they think, but what they really have within that jewel of that you just know is sitting there. And as the facilitator, that's like some of the most fulfillment is you start to see it. You start to see it build, and you start to see it come, and you know what's coming. And then when they finally experience from themselves, and their own truth comes from them, they just have this sense of peace and knowing that they live on with that. They don't go back to where they were. They live on in that truth that came out. And then they come back and they tell me these amazing things that have happened in their lives. One patient decided after we did some processing on her diabetes, she came back and she's like, oh yeah, well, I registered for nursing school because I want to help people with diabetes. It blew me away. This was after one session with this patient. So it changes what it really brings out what their soul really wants. And it's so individualized. When I first started thinking about how to apply this to diabetes and the patients that I see in my practice, I thought there would be a very I could make it very scientific, and that the same things were going to be the same processes for each person. And I was so wrong. That this is really individualized medicine. It's a slow medicine that allows the person to evolve into who they really want to be beyond whatever disease they have. And in that, maybe they even, cure their own disease, or they get better in a certain way that we don't have any. I don't have any ability to tell what someone's going to do, but that person is fully empowered to do whatever it is that their life is meant to be. And I see that, and it's so beautiful when it comes out to have it. And as a facilitator and as a physician, it is the most fulfilling work I've done, because I see a lot of suffering. I see that, we as physicians, and I think this has been lost. We bear witness, and although it's an honor to bear witness, it's very hard to do. It's very hard to watch somebody lose their limbs from diabetes or their eyesight from diabetes. And so if there was a way to be able to empower someone to care for themselves in a way that it was easy and that it came from them, such that they wouldn't have to suffer, that fulfills everything for me as a physician.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you something. Would you consider the state, I guess, of medicine in North America, or actually, however wide you want to express on the state of it, and where do you think this accelerated evolution fits into where it's going, or where it can go?
A big question. I think that medicine right now is not going in a very good direction. I think the degree of physician burnout and the suicides that we're seeing, and the stress that I see in my colleagues is very real. It's something that I went through myself, and that I see in my colleagues, and it's not okay. But the policies and the way medicine is moving is driving a lot of that. So I do think that, I think a revolution may be a big word, but I do think there'll be some big changes. I think what has been lost is your ability to actually connect with that person. When you think back to the old time town doctor, where you went to the doctor because you were sick, they could spend as much time with you as you needed, and maybe it was that you just had a conversation with them, or you were feeling sad and you could just have a conversation with somebody. That doesn't exist as much anymore, because there are lots of other entities, if you will, pulling for that attention. It doesn't change the fact that we're all human, and we all need that contact, and we all need that intimacy. Being sick, being in a place of being worried you might have cancer or diabetes or something may be wrong with you, is a very vulnerable place to be. You need a safe place to go, not where you're just a number. So you need somebody who really can help you be in that place of vulnerability. And I think that patients and people will dictate that that's what they want from their doctors, and doctors will start to wake up that that's what they want and that's what their patients want, and we'll hopefully get back to a simpler way of practicing medicine. I think that what accelerated evolution has taught me as a physician is how incredibly powerful our minds are and the role that our minds play in not only disease but the suffering and the processes, and that wholeness really is the coming together of mind, body, and spirit. And not very many people, now that I see it in a very different way, not very many people can appreciate the mind. I think that our mental health practices really just are to keep people level and out of vulnerability, as opposed to trying to really help people understand what's going on, or helping them to heal. I think that tapping into someone's mind, how people think, and how they live from truth versus illusion is probably one of the most powerful things we can do for people's health. Because then once they kind of can step out of some of the lies they've been told, or the lies that we see on TV, the lies that we hear about even nutrition and food, people will start to live in the truth, and they'll start to take care of their bodies in a very different way.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd love for you to share too. I mean, we in Accelerated Evolution, one of the practices that we have and part of our teachings too are just around soul-mind unity. Just around soul-mind unity, and how that is truly where your power is as a divine being. And so something that I think that you really have understood and have applied in your own practice is the body, mind, soul unity, like all three. And so how do you see the effectiveness and the impact of that, of the unity between those three, body, mind, spirit?
So there definitely, for me, has been an experience of wholeness through this whole process, for me personally. And what I see that comes out of my coaching is that people come together as a whole. We talk about mind, soul, unity, and action, and that's once mind and soul come together, you can create whatever it is that you want. You're ready to take action. As a physician, I've struggled a little bit. Well, what about the body? The body has to fit in there somewhere, and it's a piece. It's a piece of without the body being in health, without the body being in a place and being ready to take action. Mm-hmm. Your mind and your soul can be ready to fly, and your body will be just sitting there. So. And I think that our bodies, I have discovered through the processes that we do in Accelerated Evolution that our bodies love us as a whole in such a way that they will do whatever they need to do. They will push, and you watch these triathletes, and you watch these people do these amazing things with their bodies. Our bodies will do whatever it takes, sometimes at the expense of the body, and remember to come back and honor our bodies, and then when you have your mind in a place where your mind, your soul, and your body are one and ready to move forward, the potential is unlimited. The potential is absolutely unlimited. We talk about the 4 F's: faith, finances, fitness, and
Family.
Family, yes. I was thinking friends, but family. And fitness is our body, right? This is one of those things that we say, if you're not, you have the finances and you have the family and you don't have the fitness, you're not able to actually enjoy them. You're actually to do those things, and that all ties into health. And if you want to be healthy, I don't think people wake up every day saying, I don't want to be healthy today. I think we just do the best that we can. The potential in our body to heal is incredible. What I've seen, what I've experienced in my own life and in other people's lives, it's unprecedented. And I think to the point that when I talk to people about the experiences I've had with Accelerated Evolution and my patients and myself, people don't really believe me, right? They're like, what are you talking about it? And so a lot of times I'll say you have to experience it to really kind of get it. And once you have the experience, you really kind of get blown away.
Beautiful.
And I feel like I'm sitting, I feel like I'm sitting on like this, like the answers to everything with, from this, this experience of Accelerated Evolution, that it doesn't matter what comes to you. It's all the same, but very different on an individual level. And that's what's so beautiful about it. It applies to everyone. It doesn't matter. Every patient that walks into my office could benefit from the Accelerated Evolution.
Beautiful. Thank you, Amy. And going back to what you just shared about what you've been able to heal and what you've been able to help your clients heal, I think you truly embody that, the gift of diabetes and the gift of illness. And I'd love for you to share about that.
Yeah. So this kind of goes back.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to clarify my question. Like, to you, what is illness? Like, what is that?
So illness or disease is really just an imbalance within the body. Where it came from is not always known, or sometimes it's from an infectious disease, sometimes it's from some internal imbalance in the body. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say it's not disease, it's dis-ease. And I think that, again, everyone is an individual. Mm-hmm. I think when we're faced with disease or something that happens in our lives, we have choices on how we look at them. Mm-hmm. We tend to, and I think that this is an innate mental process, but we tend to look at things as very negative. Oh my God, I have diabetes. Oh my God, I have cancer. And you're really having a life experience with something going on in your body. And you could look at it as a gift. Now, a lot of people would say, now, Dr. Freeth, you're just talking crazy because diabetes could not be a gift. My experience with diabetes and diving into this evolution of diabetes is that diabetes really does want amazing things for people. It wants you to take care of yourself. It's about self-care and about self-love. And I think most diseases are asking us to change something that's not serving us anymore. And if we started to look at it that way, and we said, well, maybe there's something here. I have to go through this process. I'm not going to escape it. I have to go through this. Maybe my diabetes will never go away. I don't know. But I could change how I think about it. And that could bring me to my highest potential if I choose to walk that path and that truth, as opposed to living in the shame and the suffering. You could choose to say, well, look, every morning I wake up, I have diabetes. I'm gonna take better care of myself than I did yesterday. And I'm going to just dive in, and it's a path. It becomes a path where you learn more about nutrition, you learn more about exercise, you learn more about what you like, you learn more about stress, you learn more about sleep. You really just start to take care of yourself. And in that, those are actions of self-love. Yeah. And it always comes back to self-love. And if you had something that taught you that in your lifetime, that could be a beautiful thing. And we don't have that conversation. The conversation we have with people when they're diagnosed with diabetes, whether they're in their teens or they're adults, is if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to lose your feet, you're going to be blind, you may have to be on dialysis. So people sometimes take that on as that's their reality, and that's what manifests. So giving people a choice in their health to say, well, that's a possibility, but I don't want that for my life, and I'm going to choose to take a different path and dive into a more healing path, if you will, and take care of themselves, not just do what I ask them to do, but to do what their soul and what their mind and body is calling them to do. Surpasses anything that I could do as a physician. I usually tell people that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, love. Finish up.
I usually tell people that what they do on their own trumps anything that I can do. They still need to take their insulin, but what they do with their diet, what they do with their stress reduction, trumps everything else that I can do for them.
This has been really amazing. I've seen you grow, when we first met, when you started coaching with Suzanne, and then going through the training and your involvement in the Master Coach training, and just the absorption of your learning and your impeccability about delivering it, and being just, you're really a true example of to me, the total physician, body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. So thank you. Thanks for being an inspiration to our whole group. Thanks for serving a lot of people, and I'm just I feel proud of you as a beacon for what we stand for, and giving people real tools, not just philosophies, but real ways to shift their consciousness around health and healing, so that they can make the actions take the steps, change their attitudes so that it's forwarding their life rather than keeping them stagnant or falling backwards. So thank you.
Thank you too, Amy.
Thank you.
And I echo all of that, especially having been on the journey with you a little bit. Truly an inspiration, and as a complete physician, because that's really what you are. What would you say? What can you say to the doctors listening, or to the doctors that are coming to evolve to where you're continuing to evolve to in that realm?
That's a great question. I would love doctors to be empowered. I think doctors are some of the most incredible people on the planet. I think that we sometimes get lost in our trade and that we forget ourselves. And I want doctors to know that there's another way, that this system that we're finding ourselves in, that we're somewhat forced to work in, if you will, either has to change, or we have to make the changes ourselves, and that there's no reason why we couldn't do it. We really we're educated people, we're talented people, and that we just need to be open to new ways of thinking. Just like I want my patients to think about diabetes in a different way. Doctors, we need to really think about things in a different way, and to be empowered that we could have it any way that we wanted it to be. That we're just kind of caught in a system right now, and that accelerated evolution for me purified me. It purified my ability to be a physician. It purified me to be a better human being. It purified everything about my who I am and who I wanted to be. I had just forgotten, and that it's all possible. It's all go from player to potential really pretty quickly, and you can have that for your patients, and you can have better healing and better outcomes if you just spent time with people, and it would be more fulfilling, and everybody would just be better off for it. It's a win-win situation for everyone. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. I've seen myself grow, and I love who I am, and I feel powerful in a quiet way, and I'm just glad to be a part of the movement and Accelerate Evolution, and all the great people that are in that.
Thank you. Yeah, you shine.
Thank you.
You shine very brightly for so many of us, and for all the doctors out there and all the patients out there too. You're just truly pure light. So thank you for being such a living demonstration of what it means to really give your gift, this innate gift of healing, and to inspire others to do the same. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you both.
Pleasure to have
Thanks
you
for
on
this
the show.
opportunity. And
thanks everyone for listening
Thank
in,
you.
and you can reach out
Love
to
you guys.
Amy if you feel called to. You can reach out to Amy on LinkedIn. Her name is Amy Freeth, Freeth, on LinkedIn, and we'll post a link in the description of the show. And thank you so much for tuning in and for joining us. Hope that you received a lot, as much as I have, and continue to. And we'll check in with you soon. Stay tuned for more. Take care.